Hello, welcome back to Color and Canvas. Today I am going to be doing a dip, and it is a dip inspired by one of our viewers. Shout out to June Garner for a great idea. I was doing these dips on 10 by 20 canvases, and June suggested fire colors with a blue background. And so I tried it out the other day. I struggled a little bit with it. It didn't come out the way that I wanted, but I still think it's absolutely beautiful, and it's given me some ideas for trying again. So I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to try and do it again, and we'll try and do it better this time than last time. I had a bit of a struggle with the base coats, so let's see if we can do a better job. Nothing ever turns right the first time that you do it. Don't let anybody kid you. Some of the fabulous paintings you've seen, the artist had to try it many times before it came out that way. So I'm going to set aside our little 10 by 20 canvas, and you can see it's wet because I've sprayed the back to tighten it up. But now it sounds like a tight drum. That's how you want your canvas to sound. On this little piece of foam core presentation board, I have put a piece of Glad Press and Seal, this product right here, because it sticks on one side and it's sticking to my board, so I keep my board clean, and then when I'm done, this is also clean. I can scrape up any extra paints that I have left over and put them in a cup and reuse them, and I can just peel this up and throw it away, and we have a nice clean surface. So that's why I like to use that. So let's get to our paints. Speaking of reusing the paints. This is the paint that I scraped up from the red part of the painting that was left over on the plastic the other day from that one that you just saw. I scraped it all up, mixed it together, and this is the color that we have. It's kind of a red, hot pink metallic color. So I'm going to use that in our pour today. Our other colors are these. I have mixed all of these with my pouring medium blend. My pouring medium blend is 50% Floetrol, 30% Gluol, and 20% water. Now this is mixed yellows, many different kinds, mostly Artist Loft, and I've added a little bit of gold to it, like metallic gold, like I have mixed up, and a little bit of iridescent medium, and a little bit of neon yellow, because I want to see if I can get this even brighter than the other day. So this is gold and neon and yellow mixed together. Really, really pretty color with this iridescent medium, a little bit of that mixed in too. I've done the exact same with my red. This is my Artist Loft Flow Acrylic Red. I've added in some neon red, a little bit of gold, and some iridescent medium to that. And the same with our mixed orange. Orange, neon, iridescent gold. Just a blend to make a really, really bright orange color. This is the one that's a little bit different. This is black and gold mixed together. And we're going to use a very, very little amount of that. And then the other half of our painting is going to be the blue. And this is the same blue that I had from the other day. I scraped up the extra blue that was left over from the base coat, added it back to my cup, and it looks like I have enough to do another painting, so that's awesome. And I'm going to be using just gold as well in all of this. And try to get it to come out right the first time, because that one that I just showed you, I dipped 3 times, which is why I lost a lot of the definition in it. It misbehaved, or I did something wrong. Either way, it did not turn out. So we're going to try and do better. Now there's a couple of air bubbles in this plastic, and I'm trying to move them out. I'm hoping that the little creases that are left don't matter. Let's hope they don't. If they do, well, I'll be a little bit annoyed, but I will have learned something for next time, so I'm not going to be too annoyed. So I always lift towards me, because the colors will pull out from wherever the bottom is. So I want the red colors to pull into the blues, not vice versa. So I'm going to put all our reds down here and all our blue over here. So let's get started. I think I'll do roughly half and half, and then we'll kind of see where we're at. think we're good. I've gone way higher with the ghost paint, as I call it, than last time. So let's just see how we do. Let's find out. Dip this in. Cross our fingers. Here we go. Dip. Now we do need to make sure that there's no air bubbles in here. So I am going to move everything in this direction. Just light pressure, just to make sure that it's all down. And then I'm gonna go across this way. I'm hoping that we have good contact. It's easier to have good contact with a flat, hard surface like this than with another canvas, which is why I kind of prefer to do dips this way rather than canvas on canvas. But you can do it that way too. This is just my preference, and you're the artist, you can do it whichever way you want. Okay, so let's hope that we have no air pockets in here, and lift. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. One air pocket. Oh. One air pocket, but luckily, guess where it was? In the blue. We can fix that. That's an easy fix. Scrape up some of our extra blue, put it right there. Easy peasy. No problem. Get that air bubble out of there. But that's rather interesting. I think it's a little spot right there that's not perfect. I can see the canvas through there. So I'm going to take care of that. So I'm going to pick up some of the paint from over here, some yellow, and just put some extra paint down right there. And just blend it together. Kind of like that, actually. And I think the rest of it is fine. So it doesn't have nearly as much detail as the other one did. I'm kind of liking this black. It hasn't moved as far as I would like it to. So maybe we'll just move it along a little bit ourselves. We can just pick some up and add it along. Ooh, that looks good. It's a good little addition right there. Well, this canvas is pretty much done. We've added a few little touch-up colors and just scraped them through with the skewer, as you saw, and some torching. And it was at this point that I remembered Melissa asking a question in the comments where she said, what would happen if you dipped another canvas in, but did it in the opposite direction? So I wasn't sure if there was enough paint, so I thought, let's give it a try. Let's see what happens. If it didn't work, we could always scrape it, right? But luckily it did work. And so here we go. Here is canvas number 2. Can we dip it pulling it this way? That's a good question. I'm not so sure what's going to happen because we already have the paint down. But let's just play. I gotta unwrap a canvas real fast. All right, I just threw a canvas together real fast. I didn't even tape it. Just sprayed it and threw some pins in it. All right, so we have our paint. I don't think we have enough of those. So let us add a little bit more of these. Just drizzle to get a bit more of our layers in here. And I will have to add more blue. I do have more blue in that cup, so we can add some in. If it doesn't work, I'm going to scrape it and use it for another experiment. No big deal. All right, step to the side so I can see a little bit better of where I'm going. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, dip. Dip, and fingers crossed that there's enough paint on here. I'm not sure that there is. And I don't want to mix any more. I don't want to use any more in this experiment because our first canvas turned out fine, and that's really what we were after. And now we have to lift this way. We're doing the opposite lift, so I'm trying to think where I can stand to do that well. And I'm going to have to go from here. 1, 2, 3, lift. Interesting. We missed some spots, as you can see. I am not going to re-dip that, but I am going to fill those in. So let's just grab some similar colors and fill those in. Some red and orange here. And some yellow. Well, it's kind of neat looking actually. So all the shapes have changed, as you can see. We no longer kind of have an upward motion going. All right, let's just see what happens with this. I'm going to let them both dry. Just kind of see where we get with it. I'm just going to clean this up, and I'll bring the other one back over so we can look at them both side by side and see what we have. Well, I don't usually show you this part of my process, but this is where I clean up this work surface and where the Glad wrap comes in so handy. So I do always scrape up any good paint, and you see I got a beautiful pink color out of that, and I can use that again for many different things. And I scraped up all my blue, and everywhere that the paint mixed together and was going to make muddy gray, I left it. But look at all the paint that I saved and all the cleanup. That was so easy to do, just, picking up this plastic wrap. So that's why I did it this way. That's the way I like to do it. You can do however you want, but this one is my process. So let's look at them both. Let's put them the good way, as I call it, the good direction. So we did one like that, and one like that. So there we go. There's the set, so to speak. Dipping them in opposite directions, you see what a different result you have. How the colors want to go. I think they're kind of cool looking. Well, stay tuned for a minute and I will show these to you when they're dry and we'll see what happened. We'll be right back. And so here they are. They're dry, they're hanging on the wall. They look absolutely beautiful. There's a few spots in the blue where there wasn't a lot of paint, and that actually adds to how the overall look is really, really well. Those wispy parts that are in the blue look absolutely beautiful, very translucent, far more than is shown in the photograph. And the reds and the neons just look amazing. So there we go. I love it. Thank you for watching. Go paint something beautiful for yourself and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.